In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to macro in Souls RNG Eon 1 for infinite potions. Just like in the old days of Souls RNG, map has never been this big before. And because of the size of the map, there's a lot more potion spawns, which makes macroing a lot more difficult. Seriously, this map is painful to macro in. But nevertheless, I've gotten basically all of the spawn points in the overworld, not in the cave because that's just unreliable. And I'm going to show you guys how to make a macro, where you should go, and how you should do this. Right before we get into this macro, I just want to say that they have added a special VIP Plus macro thing, where if you pay for VIP Plus, a 350 Robux game pass, you get to auto collect all items that spawn on the map with no movement. You just stand in place and get it automatically, which is pretty useful for getting items and everything. But not everyone has 350 Robux, so once I hit 10,000 subscribers, I'll give you a chance to not have to rely on macros and give away 4 VIP Plus game passes to lucky commenters that comment Cyber Road to 10k in the comment section. Exactly how it's written, like that, so I can find your comment. And if you're chosen after I reach 10k, I will choose your name at random and give you a friend request and give you the game pass. Hopefully the gifting system works when I reach 10k because it's currently broken. So let's get into this thing. A lot of things have changed. The map's one thing, but the spawn point itself has changed. So if I reset, I do not always spawn at the very center of the spawn point, which causes a few issues for macros and adds an extra step every single time I reset. So I am going to go into detail before I start going off the points. But first of all, I'm going to be using TinyTask, an easy automation software where you can relatively easily record your movements, you're walking around, and you can play the back and basically infinitely move. That's how you macro in Souls RNG with this software. And I'm going to go over a couple of settings for you while you're recording your macro and playing it back. But first of all, play speed has to be at 1x or your macro will just not work. It'll maybe move too far or too slowly. And continuous playback has to be checked so the macro continues playing. Your recording hotkey should probably be F8 because Control Shift Alt R is confusing. Print screen creates a screenshot every single time you record. F12 creates a Roblox recording, and F8 is fine. Same with playback. I'd recommend you use F8 interchange between recording and playback. And that's basically all. You gotta remember to press F8 while recording. But the thing is, with TinyTask, it's not a script. It's not exploiting, but because of that, any lag that is caused during the recording or playback can mess up your macro. It could be that your character is walking a stud off, where for example you'd be here usually but you actually are here, and it could mess up jumps and make your macro not get certain points, which is pretty annoying because macros can't be 100% consistent. So now let's get into every spawn point on the map. So now right here, this took me way too long guys, but we have a map of Souls RNG from up ahead. Basically just this screen, this entire map, everything here. And let's go over where every spawn point is exactly, just so you guys aren't confused, because macroing is way too difficult now. So first of all, you got the spawn points in the south region. So you have about 10 points here. Let's just find them all. You've got one here, one here, one here, one back here, one over here, one over here, one here, one here, right here, and finally around here. Now, not all of the macro spots can be 100% correct. They might be a little off, but I'll show you during the recording how to exactly do this. So that was the south section. Now let's go to the northwest. Let's just go over this area real quick. So you've got a point right over here, over here, over here, on here, in these two areas over here, and that's the northwest. So now let's go to the east side, which is a little less populated. We've got stuff here, down here, in this area over here, and finally up here. So now we gotta get to the mountain. Now this is probably the worst part of every macro. That's why I had a separate loop. So now, yeah, climbing this thing will be a pain. We got one somewhere around here, one right here, one here, up in this place, up here, up on this tree over here, which is a little painful to get to, on this rock, in this valley, on this ledge, Edit all 4 of these pedestals around the goblet or chalice or whatever we call it. So that was all the spawn points, a lot of them. So now let's go over the route that we're going to take. So right over here, I've got another map, but this time we got a route, which you should definitely take, maybe with a little more resets, but here's the edit round. I'll show you guys this in a second after I go over everything, but the blue is the first route you take, and the lighter blue is the second route you take. Because sometimes the light blue will be messed up, so we reset just so the entire loop doesn't get messed up afterwards. So we basically just go through the south, down the west, up to the northwest, then reset, go down the east, and then get up to this massive northeast mountain. I don't like what the devs did here. This really hurts for macros, but I guess it's the only way without paying for VIP Plus. This is attempt 16, my final attempt at trying to get this macro to work. I've went through so much suffering because of this one camera angle and all of the inconsistencies that I've been facing, but finally it's time to rage quit on the geometry dash level. I went through all the stages of grief. First of all, I'm just denying it. There has to be a way. It's not possible. Then I'm bargaining. I'm telling the game, please Souls RNG gods, let this work. Let my TinyTask work. That is sadness. No matter how many times I do this, I'll probably fail. Who cares? I'll keep on going. And then acceptance, which is now the final try. I might as well just check out my dark shader progress at this point, because it's been that long. And it's pretty close, but the forbiddens and lunars will take 50 years. Okay. If I don't get a global after recording this, if I don't get a 500 million plus, I think I'll just leave it quick. So, at the very beginning of your macro, your chat must be closed so that you can press exit on your collection, because on some lower resolution displays the chat actually covers that button. So F8, escape or enter to reset. Enter the collection, exit it. Now just take a left and keep on holding your left until you have arrived and you're holding something. Then you create a big gap and then you just keep on walking into the wall, aligning yourself, and every single time you see a red dot area, you simply press F. And the map is probably 180 degrees at the moment, just because that's where my camera's facing. I feel like the devs should have rotated the map another direction so it's easier to record this macro, but that's just the way it is. Might not work this try, but you'll just see how you're meant to go through this anyway. To be fair, I think the devs in Eon 2 or even in the Halloween update should cut down the item spawns to make it a little fairer for all of the Souls RNG players that cannot afford VIP Plus. Because this is just painful. People could go insane by recording this. People could lose faith in humanity. People could lose faith in everything just because of all the stuff they've been trying to go to. And you know what, guys? This is a moment for me to ask you guys to please subscribe and comment Cyber Road to 10k. Because you'll get your chance to get VIP Plus and avoid all of this suffering. Courtesy of me. Even though I'm the one guy that's showing you how to actually be able to macro, I'm already telling you that it's painful. But it's better to try than to not try at all, because who knows, maybe you'll be able to record this part and you'll be able to get it to work. But all that I can say is that it's definitely possible to do this. It could just take a few hours. You cannot run over these branches because they're causing way too many inconsistencies. Do not fall off the ledge or you will lose hours of progress and rage quit. Like a geometry dash level, like I said before. And jump down here. Go through more suffering than any other Souls RNG YouTuber trying to record a video. Press F, escape or enter. Do the alignment thing again. And here's the thing, guys. I will be suffering more. This time it'll be time related because I will be recording true max looking Souls RNG Eon 1 soon. because it might as well happen, because Eon was my only chance at the moment. Because of the fact that we have 2x innovation luck, and we have the extra word sorry buff from the all aura with no luck value after Eon 1 release rollback, which was happened due to the dupe glitch that kind of happened and kind of broke the game. Surprised I haven't addressed this in a video yet, but here it is. So you might be realizing that there are no item spawns at the moment. That's because I'm recording this on my VIP Plus account. But if you are recording this on an account with no VIP Plus, you will see that there are in fact spawns. So let's walk this Plank of Doom, where I'll probably fail the back row if I don't fail it earlier. And let's go beside the mine. Let's do that part. I know this camera angle is boring, but if I rotate the camera, the back row just won't record. I've tried so many times to just do this with camera, but doesn't seem to be possible that way. So jump up here and just make this illegal jump that makes you feel like you're gonna break your entire macro. Jump up and up and up, and let's just keep on going. Let's jump down here, which makes you think that you're gonna make your macro invalid, and keep on pressing F, climb this rock. And now let's go around the cave spawns and just keep on pressing F. Now just get to the worst part of this, where you cannot see in front, you cannot see the ledge itself, and you can only see the side of your character or whatever your character is wearing. Jump and walk up this ladder, press F in the Valley of Death, go down the sides, and now this part, always do a sideways jump once you reach this, or you could fall off, ruin your entire macro, which you should not want to do. Now past Lime, which is probably laughing at you because you've been going through the same spot over and over again. Maybe she's just concerned. I failed that jump, but it's not that deep because you can recover that. Now press F. Now get to the final jump. I feel like it's third day at this part of this so many times, but it's time to do it again. Jump, leap of faith, and you've arrived. You see a light coming down the side of the player. Once you realize that you've reached the final ladder, the final gateway, the final step of your test and your suffering, you start climbing. Your hands are probably very sweaty after recording this for a few hours. And you press F and F and F and F, F and E for the goblet. Escape bar, enter. You're at the bottom again. Back to square one, and you press F8. And I wasn't even recording the back road that entire time. But I've went past the loop now, and I won't be doing it again. You've seen how much suffering this was. I have had enough. But maybe it's just because I suck at recording macros, and you guys could probably pull this off yourselves. I'm sorry that it's just that difficult. It's just that Eon ones like this, having an insane amount of spawn points, maybe wasn't the best part that the devs have done. The bad news for macro developers that they've posted on the Souls RNG Discord wasn't just bad news exactly for macro developers, it was bad news for people who even wanted the macro in the first place. And it's just, at this point, if you want to try do this free to play, consider, do you have Robux lying around? Do you have 350 Robux? Do you want to actually do this? Because this was painful. Practice makes perfect. You could definitely do this with enough tries. But I feel like I took enough tries. So please like and subscribe if you want your macro to work first try. And of course, if you want to win that VIP Plus with comment Cyber Road to 10k in the comments and your username. And well, goodbye.